Good evening, everybody, and welcome to UWS Women's Soccer here on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMass Sports Network, and the season debut of the Yellow Jacket Women's Soccer team as they open up the 2025 campaign, taking on Gustavus Adolphus here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium in non-conference action. Alongside my production engineer, Evan Ludwig, this is Matt Johnson coming to you live here from SCCU Stadium, where the Yellow Jackets, coming off of a campaign in which they went 15-7-1 overall in 2024, 11-1-0 in the UMAC, and they are coming off of, like I said, another impressive campaign in 2024 as we jump into our pregame notes here for this one. Yellow Jackets winning their fourth straight UMAC regular season crown, also their fourth straight UMAC tournament crown, on the way to the NCAA tournament for the fourth straight time before having their season come to an end with a shootout loss to Carleton in the opening round of the NCAA tournament. Since then, massive changes, of course, have taken place in the roster and the coaching staff, making the 2025 campaign one of new beginnings for the Yellow Jacket women's program. Change in the air, definitely, for UWS women's soccer, and it's a new era as the new head coach of the Yellow Jackets, Nick Piazza, about ready to make his first appearance on the sideline as the man in charge of the Yellow Jacket women's soccer. Piazza not the only newcomer, however. UWS lost 12 seniors from last season's team, including the top two scorers in program history in Nia Wilson and Maya Holmquist. But they also lost, as I mentioned, head coach Allison DeGroat, who resigned in May. Enter new head coach Nick Piazza, who served as the coach's lead assistant last season, has been the coaching staff for a total of 3 seasons with the women's program, so he is not a newcomer to the program by any stretch of the imagination. Along with Piazza taking over the head coaching position, the entire coaching staff, of course, turned over, which meant that the Yellow Jackets also welcomed back an entirely new coaching staff. Welcoming back former Yellow Jacket men's player Brandon Johnson, the newly graduated men's team alum Will Mindstrom, and also former head coach Melissa Hansen to the coaching staff. Hansen served the Yellow Jackets head coach, actually, from 2008 to 2013 before leaving the program to coach down in Amory, Wisconsin at the high school level. So there is a lot of both new and old, actually, for the Yellow Jacket women's soccer team heading into this season. As for the team itself, UWS loses 8 of its 11 starters from last season's team amongst those 12 seniors. Thankfully, Yellow Jackets do return some veterans from last season, led by all-region goalkeeper Quinn Clark, who started 13 games for the Yellow Jackets last season. Seniors Cameron Hill and Beth Schneider also returned after combining to score 12 goals and add 5 assists during the 2024 campaign for UWS. Defensively, meanwhile, UWS will lean heavily on both Clark and returning starter Megan Bergerson. The Two Harbors native made 21 starts last season for the Yellow Jackets. Altogether, UWS returns 9 players who made at least 15 appearances in 2024. So it's not an entirely new team for head coach Nick Piazza, just a lot of players having to step into roles they are unfamiliar with here in the 2025 campaign. Despite all those changes, however, the Yellow Jackets will still pick to finish first in the annual UMAC Coaches Preseason Poll that was released on August 25th. If the Yellow Jackets can fulfill those expectations, it would be the 5th straight time the Yellow Jackets were regular season champions for the UMAC if that takes place here in 2025. Gustavus Adolphus, meanwhile, the Gusties coming in this contest, coming off of a 9-5-5 overall 2024 campaign, which included a 4-4-3 showing in the MIAC. Lauren Johnson in her first season at the helm of the Gusties program. Much like the Yellow Jackets, the Gusties also going through a period of change after former head coach Laura Burnett Curry left the program following the 2024 campaign to take the head coaching role at William Smith College in Geneva, New York. Ironically, former UWS head coach Allison DeGroat resigned as well to take the assistant coaching job under Burnett Curry's as her assistant coach at William Smith College, also taking place in May. So both these teams taking the field today have the distinction of losing their former head coaches from 2024 to the same school. I don't think that's ever happened before that I can recall, certainly. Lauren Johnson, meanwhile, subsequently, who was a Gustavus Adolphus alumni, was named Burnett Curry's successor on May 6th. She comes in after spending the last 4 years coaching as assistant coaches at a couple different stops. As for the 2024 campaign, the Gusties qualified for the Maya Conference Tournament before falling to St. Mary's 3-0 in the quarterfinal round of the conference tournament on November 4th of 2024 in Winona, Minnesota. Gustavus loses several key players from the squad as well heading into 2025, including leading scorer Ellen Becken, who netted 7 goals and had 5 assists during the last campaign. Gusties do return Campbell Waldsberger and Haley Wilson, however, who combined to score 10 goals and dish out 5 assists in 2024. Gustavus also returns veteran goalkeeper Caitlin Olson, who played every minute in goal for the Gusties last season while allowing 1.05 goals per game and over 1,700 minutes played. Overall, it's a young team for Johnson in her first season as the Gusty's head coach, as Gustavus returns just 6 players who played at least 16 games in the 2024 campaign. So a lot of change in the air. 2 teams that both lost their coaches to the same school in William Smith College, and it makes for what could be a very intriguing season opener between the Yellow Jackets and the Gussies here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. So with that being said, we will take a quick audio break, our first break of the broadcast here this evening. But we will return in about 2 minutes or so for the introduction of the 2 teams by our public address announcer, Ryan Castaneda. And then eventually we will have the opening kick of this non-conference matchup between the Yellow Jackets and the Gusties. That's coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes. This is UWS Women's Soccer, brought to you by Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network.
soccer fans, and welcome to Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium for tonight's NCAA Division III women's soccer match, featuring the Gustavus Adolphus Golden Duskies and your University of Wisconsin Superior Yellow Jackets. At this time, let's meet the starters for tonight's match, beginning with the Golden Duskies. Number 1, Caitlin Olsen. Number 3, Taylor Finney. Number 4, Peyton Mahady. Number 6, Tessa Zachman. Number 8, Lauren Coy. Number 9, Caitlin Grant. Number 12, Josie Moore. Number 14, Taylor Slaughterhoff. Number 18, Haley Wilson. Number 22, Megan Holbeck. And number 23, Campbell Wolfsberger. The head coach of the Duskies is Lauren Johnson, assisted by Benton Crane and Raul Garcia III. And now, the starting lineup for your Yellow Jackets. A senior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 0, Quinn Clark. A junior from Duluth, Minnesota, wearing number 3, Cameron Hill. A senior from Wausau, Wisconsin, wearing number 6, Beth Snyder.
So the two teams have been introduced by our public address announcer here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Ryan Castaneda. The national anthem has just been played, and we're moments away from getting this non-conference and season opener between the Yellow Jackets and the Golden Gusties of Gustavus Adolphus underway here in Superior. Temperatures at game time probably in the low to mid 60s. Plenty of sunshine in the sky. In fact, there are a few wispy clouds, and other than that, it is a perfect night for soccer here in Superior. A couple of series notes between these two teams. These two squads have met each of the last two seasons, with Gustavus emerging with a pair of one-goal victories. They met first on September 1st of 2023 in St. Peter, Minnesota, the hometown of Gustavus Adolphus, with the Gussies emerging with a 2-1 victory before the two teams played again last season up the road on September 10th at the NBC Spartan Sports Complex, with Gustavus getting a goal from Campbell Waltzberger, one of the starters here tonight for the Gusties, at 46-24 to provide the winning margin in a 1-0 victory. Quinn Clark made 12 saves that night in goal for the Yellow Jackets, while Caitlin Olson made 6 saves in goal for the Gusties. And the two keepers from that game are also starting here tonight. Tonight is just the third all-time meeting between UW Superior and Gustavus in women's soccer. Quick reminder, by the way, the Yellow Jacket women will be next at home next week. They'll be back home here to take on UW Stout. It'll be a 3 p.m. opening kick. 2:45 the pregame. That'll be a joint broadcast both on 91.3 FM KUWS and on Yellow Jacket TV. That'll be our first joint broadcast on both the radio and here on Yellow Jacket TV. As the two teams coming out now, looks like the Gusties will kick off. They're in the all-black jersey with the gold trim going from right to left in this opening 45 minutes, while the Yellow Jackets in their familiar home white jerseys with the gold trim going from left to right here in this opening 45 minutes. Thank you for joining us. Evan Ludwig, my production engineer, Matt Johnson here live. In Game 2 of our doubleheader, in Game 1, the Yellow Jacket men opened up the season with a 1-0 non-conference loss to Luther. We'll see if the women can turn things around here a bit and open up with a victory as the opening kick is taken, and we are officially underway. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday evening of Labor Day weekend. We hope you're enjoying your Labor Day wherever you may be watching from. In the meantime, here's the Yellow Jackets now to the outside with Megan Bergerson. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets outside, Neve Larson for UWS. Coach Nick Piazza and Lauren Johnson, for that matter, both making their head coaching debuts here tonight. So it's an interesting dichotomy here between the two teams. Both teams, as I noted in the pregame, also losing their head coach, their respective head coaches after last season to the same program, William Smith College in Geneva, New York, one of the national powers of women's soccer at the Division III level. Both Laura Burnett Curry and Alison DeGroat now coaching out there. Burnett Curry, the head coach, and Alison DeGroat, the former Yellow Jacket head coach, her assistant. So like I said, this is a new situation for me. I don't think I've ever covered a game where two teams playing each other after losing their head coaches, their respective head coaches, to the exact same program at the exact same time. In the meantime, UWS trying to play a ball across the middle of the field. Bryn Crystal now has the ball taken away from her, and now ball into space. Here's Megan Bergerson. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets made 21 starts a year ago for UWS. Plays it to the outside. Now here's Mercedes Burmeister for UW Superior. Beth Schneider for the Yellow Jackets, back for Burmeister. Putting a ball over midfield, and this one will be touched out. Off the right foot of Caitlin Brandt. It'll be a throw now for UW Superior. Just underway here, about a minute and a half into this one. Beautiful night, as I mentioned, for soccer here. Not a lot of wind either. As the throw from Burmeister now looking for Bryn Crystal. Off into the corner, and now this will take a deflection out off of the aforementioned Crystal, and it'll be a throw here coming up for the Golden Gusties. And the throw coming up now deep in Gustavus territory to my right. As the toss comes in, flicked in the middle now. Here's Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets, the sophomore from Ashland, Wisconsin. We'll send it to the far side. Here's Bergerson. Bergerson, left-footed ball comes in. Olsen comes out and smothers that one. Ahead of the on-rushing Cameron Hill. Hill had six goals, and 5 assists a year ago. Number 3 in white. Beth Schneider, meanwhile, starting on the wing. She had 6 goals a year ago for the Yellow Jackets as well. And it'll be a theme all year, the Yellow Jackets having to replace the combined scoring talents of Nia Wilson and Maya Holmquist, who in their Yellow Jacket careers combined for 145 goals between the two of them. Numbers I don't think we'll see again between a pair of forwards in their careers in Yellow Jacket women's program history. It'd be hard to imagine another duo scoring that many goals between the two of them. Meanwhile, here's Claire Loria for the Yellow Jackets. That ball being played forward. And now Gustavus trying to play a ball into space. Here's Burmeister. Pressure being put on there by Campbell Waldsberger. And a throw coming up now near sideline. Waldsberger wants to go quickly. Her throw comes in. Right side now, Tessa Zachman. And a ball into space right in the middle of the 18. And the Jackets able to clear it away. Lily Clocker, one of the freshmen for the Yellow Jackets, able to do the work on that one. And now here is Cameron Hill playing it toward the midfield stripe. Now ball over the top. And Olsen from nearby Cloquet, Minnesota, will play it on the deck near side. Here's Peyton Mahady now. Mahady now near side. She's one of the returners from last season's Gustavus squad. Maria getting her head to that one. And in the middle. And now ball into space coming forward. Maria going shoulder to shoulder with Waldsberger, able to shield her away from the ball, but then turns it over. Now back outside. Here's Campbell Waldsberger on the edge of the 18, coming inside, getting a shot away, and that one will slide right of the near side post. First shot comes 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the opening half. Quinn Clark, all-region goalkeeper for the Yellow Jackets, getting the start tonight. I expect that she'll probably play the majority of the minutes in her senior season. As Loria sends it now near side. Here's Burmeister. Crystal now for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to step inside, make a tackle on that one. Nice step there by Zachman. Now she comes forward. Plays in the 18, and now flag goes up as Megan Kolbeck tried to come inside the 18. Our first offside whistle comes in the 6th minute, and it'll be a free kick now for Clark. Jackets have played a couple of exhibition games as well, both against MIAC schools. Hamlin, and also now here's a turnover as they tried to go back with the pass, and now a possible 2-on-1. Now here's a ball in the middle. Here's Waldsberger coming in against Loria. She gets a shot away, and that one will go wide as Loria closed down the space. Turnover there by the Yellow Jackets on the far side, and that was dangerous as Waldsberger, leading returning scorer. She had 6 goals a year ago for Gustavus and had the game winner when the last time these two teams played back on September 10th of last year. Just missed that ball with the left foot. So the Yellow Jackets dodge a bullet there as they have the goal kick. Here now is Quinn Clark sending it across midfield. Now there's a ball in the space and another offside as Kolbeck was a good 2 yards off on that one. It'll be a free kick here for the Yellow Jackets. Nick Piazza, 3 years an assistant coach with the women's program. Chosen to lead the Yellow Jackets here in 2025. Like I said, brand new head coaches both ways. Both head coaches are alums of their respective teams, or their respective schools, I should say. As here now is Cameron Hill popping a ball up toward the middle. That one now headed backwards. Here's Neve Larson, the sophomore, out of Illinois for UWS on the right side. Turning and trying to get a ball toward the 6-yard area. Left it a little bit short. And Olsen grabbing it on a hop. She'll hold on to it here. Now Lily Clocker for the Yellow Jackets, trying to play a ball forward. Now Neve Larson turning. Cameron Hill for UWS, turning on the right foot. Trying to play it wide. Ball was intercepted, looking for Beth Schneider. Now Waldsberger. Campbell Waldsberger on the overlap. Now ball forward. And the flag goes up now as Kolbeck is offside again. That's 3 on her in the first 8 minutes. A little bit of a delay call by our far side linesman, but the flag did go up, and it'll be another free kick here for UWS. Jackets starting a couple of freshmen in the lineup tonight, and Sophie Adler, the freshman from Cottage Grove, East Ridge High School grad. in the Twin Cities metro area. Same story for Lily Clocker, former Anoka High School Tornado. As here's Campbell Walsberger now for Gustavus. In the middle now. That was Adler, by the way, getting a foot to that one for UWS. Now there's the ball lifted over the top. Ball now to the outside. Now ball in the space. Coming forward now, here's Ailey Wilson, and the heavy touch allowed Quinn Clark to come off the line and smother that ball. Jackets got caught on that one as Laria up the field. Breaking in with the really good look that time was the aforementioned Wilson, and also from Ashland, same hometown as Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets, but a little bit of a heavy touch ended up costing her and allowed Clark to come off her line and smother the ball. So Jackets a couple of times now have gotten caught. There's a ball now over the top. Colbeck and another offside. Jackets playing a high line right now and almost been caught a couple of times. WS in the past has played a 3-5-2. Is this ball now coming forward? Neve Larson now. Cam Hill, and now she'll be whistled for a foul here as she couldn't bring the ball and settle it near the top of the 18 for Gustavus. So it'll be a free kick here coming up. This ball measured now by Mercedes Burmeister. Bryn Crystal trying to come on the turn. Now it's played to the wide side. Here is Bergerson. Colbeck. As the ball's turned over, Caitlin Brandt to the far side. Taylor Finney now. Her ball forward. Pass everybody, and that allows UWS's Quinn Clark to come out and collect in her own end of the field. She'll play it now for Laria, and the Yellow Jackets will try to reset here. Now it's Megan Bergerson. Adler's ball to the outside. Picked off by Mahidi. And now Taylor Slaughterhoff will send it to the far side of the field. There's some space over there for Finney. Comes across the midfield line. Now Quinn Clark. And that ball is played out for a throw. It'll be Finney, the junior from Byron, Minnesota, that'll take the toss here for Gustavus. Colbeck, and now we're going to have a foul called on the Yellow Jackets. Adler on that call. Free kick now for the Gusties, right near midfield. Now Wilson lifting one up off the free kick. Grabbed off the turf by Clark. She'll hold on to it here. Clark, by the way, also interesting story between these two teams. She began her career at Gustavus before transferring to UWS. Now here's Neve Larson on the outside. Larson now getting a step around Josie Moore. Comes into the 8 toward the 18. Adler now trying to play it forward. Now Bergerson. Going to go outside for Larson. And now Neve Larson for the Yellow Jackets, trying to lift the ball toward the 18. Colbeck now ranging back for the Gusties. And now Gustavus trying to build an attack. Pass to the outside, and now Laria. I'll run it down and play it back for Quinn Clark, who will just send it forward. Now Wilson. Onside as they play for Colbeck. And ball toward the top of the 18. Touched into the middle. Walsberger trying to turn. With the shot away. Took a deflection. And it'll be easy pickings for Clark now. She holds on to it. Clark giving it a ride toward midfield. Slaughter off now. Brandt now back for Taylor Slaughter-off, and out off of Beth Schneider. It'll be a throw here coming up now for the Gusties. Peyton Mahady will take it here for Gustavus. Now Mercedes Burmeister. She has a very big throw. Does Burmeister. And there you see it as she went up the line with it. Clocker trying to bring it down. Now sent over the top. Clark will win the race to the ball. She'll just play it forward. Wilson settling now for the Gusties. Playing it to the wide side of the field. Overcooked the pass just a bit. And Bergerson will be the first to get there for UWS. And then she plays it out for a throw. Approaching the quarter of an hour mark here. No score. Best scoring chance coming from Haley Wilson, the Ashland, Wisconsin native. Got behind the Yellow Jacket D, and then a heavy touch ended up hurting her chances as she ended up being smothered by Quinn Clark. But other than that, hasn't been a lot of danger either way here so far. Here's now as a ball near side. Beth Schneider now trying to run it down, and she'll run out of room. Mahady will take the throw now near side. For Waltzberger. Plays it forward. Clark now for the Yellow Jackets. Clocker now playing it into space, and now here's Neve Larson. Foot race with Slaughter-off, and she'll play it off of her for a corner kick. Neve Larson, a real talent on the wing. And she'll lamp the corner kick. First corner of the game. Comes in the 16th minute. Larson lining this one up. Back post. Trying to measure it there was Clocker. It'll go all the way back to the outside. Cam Hill. I think back in the middle. Trying to bring it down. Now here's the shot attempt by Crystal, and it'll be grabbed on the hop here by Caitlin Olson. And she'll hold on to it. Olson toward Wilson now. Now Waldsberger coming right at Burmeister. Trying to make a move around her. Cuts to the inside. Good job by Burmeister there to shield her away from the ball. Falls now for the left-footed attempt there of Zachman, and that one will go high and wide. Goal kick opportunity now here to be taken by Clark. As UWS making a substitution. Clocker checks out. In for the first time for the Yellow Jackets. Julia Lindau, junior from Richfield, Minnesota. The Yellow Jacket leaders in team assists last year, number 22 in white. Now Bergerson off the restart right at midfield. Cam Hill for the Yellow Jackets. Turning, playing it over the top. Beth Schneider, and again, that ball just a little bit overhit by the Duluth native. And they'll draw a throw now for the Gusties near sideline. Now this one sent forward. Laria turning it back. Originally now here's Wilson getting in behind. Wilson coming in. Gets a shot away, and she'll score. That goal coming with 27-26 remaining. Jackets getting caught in that back three there that time. Waldsberger coming inside, able to send that ball to the outside. And Wilson with that speed getting behind the Yellow Jacket D. So the goal is from Haley Wilson, the assist from Waldsberger. And Wilson, after nearly scoring earlier in the half, finally does score one here, gets it around Yellow Jacket goalkeeper Quinn Clark, who came out, made a nice charge forward, but nice deft touch as well by Wilson. Able to slide into that corner on the far side, and it is 1-0 in favor of the Gusties. Tedder to Cook now is checked in for UWS for the first time. This ball now over the top. Mahady trying to clear that ball away off the right foot of Neve Larson. Ball now to the far side. Ball now sent over midfield. Laria now tracking back. In the middle now, here's Lindau. Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets, sending it wide. Ball's brought down by Mahady. And now playing it wide. Kira Shervani in for the first time now. For the Gusties as this throw comes in. And this one will go out of play. We'll have a throw now for the Yellow Jackets coming up. So Gustavus leads at 1-0. The goal, Haley Wilson. The assist, Campbell Waldsberger. The time of the goal, 17:34. And it is 1-0. Here's Burmeister on the throw now. Cleared back up the middle. Stepping in, here's a shot attempt now by Root. Comes in, and that one's scooped off the turf by Olsen. She'll roll it outside now for Finney. Now they move Wilson to the right side, and Wilson now playing it into space, looking for Waldsberger. Stave's done a nice job finding the gaps in the middle of that back three for the Yellow Jackets here so far. Clark now giving it a ride over midfield. And Burmeister will send that one outside now. Excuse me, out of play with the right foot. Throw coming up now for Mahady. Throw in now. Here's Waldsberger. Coming toward the middle now. Campbell Waldsberger. Dispossessed now by Bergerson. Bryn Crystal now for the Yellow Jackets. Will play it back for Laria. Burmeister in the middle now. For Root. Sonia Root for the Yellow Jackets. Bryn Crystal now trying to turn. Turned over by UWS. Now Laria. Clark now off of her line, able to win the race with that ball. Plays over midfield. Now here's Neve Larson. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. And she'll play it in the 18 where it'll be grabbed off of her line by Caitlin Olsen. Mahady now. Picking out Cervini on the near side. Looking for Wilson again. Clark for the Yellow Jackets, able to play it up the middle now. Here is Bryn Crystal. Julia Lindau. Lindau for the Yellow Jackets, turning on the right foot. Here's Taylor to Cook. Neve Larson for the Yellow Jackets. And we're going to have a handball now called on Mahady. As the Cook tried to send that ball into the 18. It'll be a free kick here for UWS at an angle. Halfway home in this opening 45 minutes. 1-0 your score. Haley Wilson the goal. The assist to Campbell Waldsberger. 17:34 the time of that one. And now Cameron Hill for the Yellow Jackets against a three-player wall. Edge of the 18. Try to see if she can get a good scoring chance for UWS. Jackets right now with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players up around the 18-yard area. Hill playing it in through the middle. Skips through everybody. Adler will range back. Bergerson now. Flicking it toward the top of the 18. Yet to be settled. Laria up there trying to win that one. Says clear back toward midfield. Burmeister will track back. Mercedes Burmeister now. Megan Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. To the outside now. Haley Wilson for Gustavus. Burmeister now popping it up. And then Sonia Root overcooking her pass to the outside. It'll be a 3-0 now here for Gustavus. Later at halftime, we'll have our first half summary. A look at the first half stats of this one. So, recap that first game of our doubleheader, that 1-0 loss for the Yellow Jacket men against Luther College on this field. It was a very tight ball game between those two teams. 1-0 the final score. Now here's Neve Larson trying to make a move around. Neve Larson trying to step through. Here's Taylor to Cook now in the 18. And it gets stripped away, and then taking the safe route was Josie Moore, who just cleared it away on the far side. Larson very athletic. Saw that last year in her rookie campaign for UWS. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Throw comes in now for Lindau. Now she gets out-muscled. And now she'll be whistled for the foul. Free kick here coming up. Less than 20 minutes away from the halftime whistle. 1-0 Gustavus in the lead. Two previous matchups between these two teams over the last 2 years have been one-goal affairs. All times won by Gustavus. It's off the free kick now. Comes across in the Yellow Jacket territory. Here's Waldsberger now on the move. Cutting back now against the Cook. Playing it on the outside. Cervini now trying to play it through the middle, and we're going to have a foul called as Waldsberger hits the deck just outside the 18. Waldsberger in her senior season now from Matamidi, Minnesota. Assisted on the goal by Haley Wilson. As Gustavus in the lead, now she'll stand over this one. And a really good look herself in the first half here early on in this game with the left foot that she just barely missed. And now Waldsberger looks like she's going to go straight for goal, and she'll leave that one over the top. Would have been hard to get that one up and down. It's not an easy task to try to get up and down, about 23 yards away from goal. Jackets making a substitution now. Sonia Root has checked out of the game. Checking in for the Yellow Jackets for the first time now, by the way, one of the freshmen. Kasha Kovala in for the first time, number 15 in white. Jackets now trying to send it wide, and that went out of play again. There's been some space on that side, but the ball has been a little bit under hit at times, either that or over hit. As this one comes in now. Kovala now dispossessed and now coming forward, and an offside going to be whistled here against Amara Easley, the sophomore from Champlin, Minnesota. Jackets also bringing in Charlie Lindsley, 5'6" freshman from Rapid City, South Dakota. Free kick taken by Mahady. Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets, now picked up. Kovala. Throw from Lindsley. Lindau now for the Yellow Jackets. Bergerson in the middle now for Crystal. Playing it wide now. Here's Adler. Pass behind the intended recipient, Bergerson, so she'll have to turn and track back. And now she'll play it back here for Laria. There, Laria. Kovala now in the middle. Now Kovala. Cameron Hill now for the Yellow Jackets, turning on the right foot. Now to the outside. Here's Taylor to Cook. Lifting it up now. Here's Neve Larson coming in and could not control it. Nice build-up, though, by the Yellow Jackets there. Just couldn't quite get the finishing touch they needed in the 18 as Olsen off of her line to grab it on a hop. Approaching the 15-minute remaining mark here this opening half. 1-0 your tally. Haley Wilson the goal, Campbell Waldsberger the assist. 27-26 remaining on the clock when that goal happened. It's been that way ever since now as this ball comes to the outside, and it'll be a throw now for UWS. Taylor to Cook. One of the Yellow Jacket seniors forcing that throw as Lindsley will take this one. Throw from Mahady. Wilson, Mahady now. Playing it to the outside. Headed forward now, here's Easley. Lindsley, her clearing ball though, picked off. Here's Cervini. And her ball to the outside. Overshot everybody. Adler for the Yellow Jackets. Throw coming in now for Larson, not a play off of her. Throw comes in, intercepted now by Bergerson. Julia Lindau for the Yellow Jackets. Back outside for Megan Bergerson. Trying to turn and go now. Here's Neve Larson, and now they're going to call a foul. That was a late call. I'm kind of interested on that one. Neve Larson actually had some space to move there. I'm surprised he didn't play advantage, but they call the foul on Gustavus, bring the ball back. Free kick UWS. It's kind of a subjective call here for officials. Free kick here for the Jackets. Lindau will take it, sends it in. Olsen off of her line will snare that one. Gives it right toward midfield. Now here's Adler trying to bring it down. Lindsley. Now bring Crystal's ball to the outside. That one knocked down. Cervini into space, and offside on that one is easily. Just a step or two off on that one. As we tick down toward the last 10 minutes of this opening half. Josie Moore now. Adler. Cam Hill. Playing it off now. Moore against Neve Larson. Now Finney. And that ball staying in on the far side. Here's Easley. Bren Crystal now. And Finney will track back for Olsen. And good pressure there from Cameron Hill to create the throw here for UWS. So the Jackets are getting ready to make a couple substitutions here. As Bergerson, Lindau, tried to flick it forward, couldn't get her feet sorted out. And now Gustavus coming back. Here's Waldsberger. Getting around Kovala. Crossing it in the middle. Wide open was Easley. Trying to gain the shot away. The ball still loose. Here's a shot attempt and they score. It's Wilson again. 10:47 remaining. I'm going to say unassisted on that one. Might have an assist added later on. Easley was the one who got the attempt on that one. Jackets completely lost their mark on her. As the cross came in from Waldsberger, she just stopped moving. Easley was standing there all by herself. Clark made the initial save on the point-blank chance, but then the rebound came for Wilson. She tucks it away, and the Knave of Ashland has 2 goals here in the first half for Gustavus. Here's Waldsberger again. Turning and getting a shot away, and they score yet again. Waldsberger this time. This goal coming 22 seconds later. So 2 goals now. And 22 seconds, and what was a competitive game now is 3-0 in favor of Gustavus. And I'm wondering if the Yellow Jackets going to have to change their formation here. Back 3 is really not working out so well here so far. 35 minutes into this half. Have to go back and see what the assist was. The goal is Waldsberger, by the way. So 2 goals in 22 seconds. And now the mountain very, very steep here for UWS. Julia Lindau now coming forward. ball out. It'll be a Yellow Jacket throw. Grace DeLoe, by the way, has checked in now for Gustavus. She's taking out Walsberger. Walsberger factoring in on all 3 goals here so far for Gustavus. Now Easley sending it to the outside. Bergerson. And that went out of play now. Will be a throw here coming up for the Gusties. Sounds like they're going to give an assist to Easley on that last one. That becomes official. I'll let you know. In the meantime, here now for the Yellow Jackets coming forward, getting stood up as she came forward, was Julia Taylor, the junior from Richfield, Minnesota. And now we have an injured Gustavus player down near midfield. Clock will stop with 8:41 remaining to be played here. Okay. Yeah, they're giving the assist to Amara Easley on that last goal. Shots, by the way, now are at 12-5 in favor of Gustavus. And 5-4 in shots on goal. Injured player, by the way, is Taylor Schlotteroff. Looks like she's going to come off with a little bit of help here from the training staff here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. But UWS is back 3. They've been having problems back there for large portions of this first half. I have to have, like I said, a change of formation. I'm kind of surprised, actually, that Nick Piazza decided to play a 3-5-2. Well, it looks like they're going to stick with that. Maybe wait until halftime to change it up a bit. Jackets have also brought in freshman Caroline Gore from across the bridge. Played her high school soccer at Duluth East High School. Throw now coming in. Here's Lindau for the Yellow Jackets. Ball to the middle. Picked off here by Libby Moore. For Gustavus. Now Bergerson. Ball the outside by Laria. Here's the Cook. Gore now. Far side. Now that one will be tackled out by Easy. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. 7 minutes, 35 seconds remaining. First half. Definitely some adjustments going to need to be made at the break here for head coach Nick Piazza in his first game as Yellow Jacket head coach. Throw now for Larson on the far side. Larson in the middle. Kovala now coming forward. And now she'll give it a shot attempt with the right foot. That one will go wide. Certainly be plenty to talk about at halftime here as Caitlin Olson off the goal kick. Playing it forward. Libby Moore now on the outside. Now Neve Larson trying to turn, and we'll have a foul called on Larson. Katie Thomas taking that free kick for Gustavus. Easily now coming forward. She assisted on the last Gustavus goal. Now Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Ball up the middle. Now interception made by Lindau. Bergerson. Lindsley now. Charlie Lindsley for the Yellow Jackets. Playing it outside to Cook. Now here's Julia Taylor for the Yellow Jackets trying to come forward. Oh, this one lifted over the top. On the sprint now, it's DeLoe coming in at an angle. She'll play it in the Yellow Jacket 18. And Quinn Clark will grab it there. Gives it a ride toward midfield. On DeLoe again. Cervini. Near side. Easley's a half step off. And the call is made on the far side. Lindsley now off the free kick to Cook. Ball in the middle, intercepted. Now Lindsley. And that ball out of play. It'll be a throw and out coming up for Gustavus. 4 minutes and 15 seconds between now and halftime. Again, we'll have our first half summary and look at the first half stats. We'll also update you on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Athletics. All that coming up in about 4 minutes or so. Jackets are only down 1-0 until the 10:47 mark. Haley Wilson scoring to make it 2-0, and then 22 seconds later, Campbell Waldsberger from Amara Easley. And suddenly it's a 3-goal lead here, and the tenor of the game has changed a lot since that time, as this ball now sent to the outside. Alcovola. Lindau for the Yellow Jackets. Gore now playing it to the far side of the field, overshooting everybody. Olsen now skying it back toward midfield. Gusty's bringing it down now. Here's Cervini. Now a ball to the outside. Here's DeLoe, DeLoe now coming in, gets a shot away, and that save will be made here by Clark, and she'll hold on to it. Kovala now for the Yellow Jackets. Throw coming up. Here it is. Larson now on the turn and go. Around Mahady. And a whistle on the field. It'll be a foul against Larson, it appears. Check that. It's going to be a free kick for the Yellow Jackets. Ticking down toward the last 1 minute, 35 seconds here of half number one. Lindsley. The ball forward toward Gore, and we're going to have a foul call now on the Yellow Jacket freshman. Free kick here coming up. Laria winning the head ball there for UWS. Kasha Kovala now turning. Gore in the middle. Now Easley's ball through the middle. Kovala off the intercept. Neve Larson now trying to turn for UWS. Taylor now. Larson for the Yellow Jackets, and that'll be a foul called. Neve Larson, the sophomore for the Jackets. 25 seconds remaining. Now ball to the outside. DeLoe. 3 seconds left in the half. As the ball comes up the middle, and that'll be how the opening 45 minutes ends. And there's a lot for the Yellow Jackets to discuss in the locker room, to say the least, here after 45 minutes of play in this non-conference season opener between the Yellow Jackets and Gustavus. Gusty scored twice in 22 seconds. They scored 3 times overall in the opening 45 minutes, and they headed into intermission, leading it by the score of 3-0. 3-0 your score. We'll take a quick break and then come back with our first half summary and look at the first half stats right after this. This is UWS Women's Soccer, brought to you by Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Matt Johnson back here. Halftime of the season opener between the Yellow Jackets and Gustavus, and the Gusties with a comfortable advantage here at the break, to say the least. 3 goals in the opening half, 2 of them 22 seconds apart. And now the Yellow Jackets have a mighty mountain to climb here, trailing by the score of 3-0. Recapping the scoring in that opening 45 minutes. Haley Wilson scoring the first of 2 goals for her. And right now, the potential game-winning goal at 27-26 remaining on the clock. 17:34 in. Wilson scoring off an assist from Campbell Waldsberger. It was a well-played ball by Waldsberger to the outside. Actually, a nice touch, too, from Wilson as she came in on the near side. Just touched it very deftly and softly behind Yellow Jacket keeper Quinn Clark, and that gave the Gusties a 1-0 lead. Stayed that way for almost 17 full minutes until Wilson scored off of a scrum on another ball into the middle of the box from the left side by Waldsberger. Actually, Amara easily had the best look at it. Got a shot away. Save was made by Clark, but then the rebound fell for Wilson, and she tucked it in the upper corner with 10:47 remaining in the half. 34-13 the time on that one, and that made it 2-0. 22 seconds later, Waldsberger made it 3-0 off of a nice feed from Easley, stepped inside, and then slotted a shot into the right side netting. And just like that, what was a 1-goal lead became a 3-goal lead, and for the remainder of the half, the Yellow Jackets trying to pick up the pieces a bit defensively, and now they have 3 goals to try to make up with 45 minutes remaining in this opening half. Shots in that opening half, Gustavus holding a 13-6 edge overall, including a 6-4 edge in shots on goal. Just 1 corner kick in that half went to the Yellow Jackets. Total of 13 fouls were called in that first half, 8 of them against the Yellow Jackets. And as far as goalkeeper saves in that opening 45 minutes, 4 saves for Gustavus starting keeper Caitlin Olsen, 3 saves so far in the game for Quinn Clark. So that's your story, 3-0, your score at the break. A lot of work for the Yellow Jackets to do in the second half. And with that, we will take our second break here of the halftime intermission. Take a couple of minutes and then come back and give you a Yellow Jacket sports summary and update on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket athletics, including recapping the Yellow Jacket men's season opening loss to Luther College on this field in game 1 of our doubleheader. All that coming up in a minute or two. This is UWS Women's Soccer, brought to you by Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here for more halftime programming. Yellow Jackets trailing the Golden Gusties of Gustavus Adolphus in the season opener 3-0. We have about 6.5 minutes before the start of half number 2, and with that time, we'll catch you up on what else is going on with Yellow Jacket Sports. Earlier today in Game 1 of our doubleheader here from SCCU Stadium, the Yellow Jacket men's soccer falling to Luther College in non-conference action. Final score here, the Norse beating the Yellow Jackets by a score of 1-0. The lone goal coming at 14:40 of the opening half off of a penalty kick opportunity that was deposited in the right side netting around Yellow Jacket starting goalkeeper Patrick Sessions by Enzo Miditieri. Yellow Jackets could not make up the deficit and finished with just 9 shots in the contest. It was a tough night for the Yellow Jackets, just a lot of turnovers and pretty typically sloppy, I would say, for a first game out. Yellow Jackets falling again to Luther by the score of 1-0. Up next for the Yellow Jacket men, they'll be back in action this coming Thursday. The 4th taking on the number 7 ranked team in the country, UW Eau Claire, right here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. That'll be a 7 p.m. opening kick. Yours truly on with the pregame starting at 6:45. That is a Yellow Jacket TV broadcast only, so please keep that in mind. Volleyball in action here tonight, actually, playing their first 2 games at the Ripon College Classic by taking on St. Mary's at 5 p.m. That match is going on right now. They will also close out the day with a matchup against Aurora starting at 7 p.m. Yellow Jacket women last year forced 24-8 overall, 12-2 in the UMAC. They were recently picked second in the annual UMAC preseason coaches poll, which was released on August 27th. They'll next be at home Friday, September 19th as part of the annual Stinger Classic down the way over at Mertz Mortarelli Gymnasium. We'll be taking on Concordia Moorhead and Augsburg in the first 2 matches of that tournament at home. Game times against the Cobbers and the Aggies are set for 3 and 7 p.m. respectively. Again, the Yellow Jacket women making their home debut on Friday, September 19th. Those matches will be carried as well here on Yellow Jacket TV. Men's and women's golf. Both teams open their respective seasons this weekend, with the men opening their campaign, the 2-day Augsburg Fall Invite hosted by Augsburg College at Majestic Oaks Golf Club in Ham Lake, Minnesota, while the women open up their season with the 2-day Falcon Invite hosted by UW River Falls at the River Falls Golf Club down in River Falls. Action begins for both teams on Saturday, so tomorrow we'll play continuing in both locations through Sunday. They'll return home for the Twin Portage Collegiate on Saturday, September 6th at Nemadji Golf Course in Superior. And last but not least, men's and women's cross country. Men were picked to win their 8th UMAC conference title, while the women were finished second in their respective preseason coaches polls that were released by the UMAC on August 21st and 22nd, respectively. Both teams will be opening their season at the Tony St. Pierre Invite hosted by St. John's and St. Benedict at Boulder Ridge Golf Club in St. Cloud, Minnesota on Friday, September 5th. Both races are slated for a start time of 6:45 p.m. So that gives you a quick summary of Yellow Jacket Sports here and what is going on here in this last week of August and first week of September. And with that being the case, we will close out our halftime programming. We still got about 3 minutes before the start of the second half here between the Yellow Jackets and the Gusties. But we will take our final break here at the halftime intermission and come back in about 3 minutes for the start of the second 45 minutes here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium between the Yellow Jackets and Gustavus. That's coming up right after this. This is UWS Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMAC Sports Network. Back here for the start of the second 45 minutes. We'll see what kind of response the Yellow Jackets have after giving up 3 goals in the opening 45 minutes, 2 of which came in 22-second span of that first half. Quick reminder, by the way, our next Yellow Jacket women's soccer broadcast will come up a week from tomorrow, September 6th, taking on UW Stout right here at Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. That'll be a 3 p.m. opening kick, 2:45, the pregame. Again, that'll be a joint broadcast on 91.3 FM KUWS and Yellow Jacket TV, so stick around for that. A week from tonight, yours truly will be on the air for those 2 games. In the meantime, Yellow Jackets, like I said, have a 3-goal mountain to climb here as we begin the second half. Neve Larson, the sophomore from Illinois, is standing over the ball here for UWS. And we're just awaiting the whistle of our center referee to get this one underway. And so the second half is underway here. Jackets going from right to left here in the second 45 minutes, while the Gusties going from left to right. Here's a ball now triggered into space for Megan Colbeck, who had a series of offside calls against her in the opening half. On Claire Laria for UWS. Sonia Root being pressured by Haley Wilson. The 2 names of Ashland coming together on that one. And now it is Megan Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets, and she couldn't handle it or keep it in play. It'll be a throw now here for the Gusties. Roy leading it by 3. Taylor Finney will take the throw. In for Wilson. Wilson now to the outside. Lauren Coy in the middle now. Colbeck trying to play it up the middle. Cleared away now by Bryn Crystal. And then cleared out left side. That one off the left foot of Sophie Adler. Finney will take the throw. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets, lifting it over midfield now. Neve Larson, and she'll watch that one go out of play. Throw now from Adler in for Larson, who had a couple of nice moments in that first half for UWS. Cam Hill, who had a quiet opening 45 minutes. And now that one will go out of play. It'll be a throw now coming up for Gustavus. Throw near side now for Laria. Hill now outside. Adler trying to step inside. Now Hill. Cam Hill taking it wide now for the Jackets. Trying to cut against the grain. Cam Hill. A left-footed cross in the middle, and Olsen lost it momentarily, but then smothered it again. First time we've really seen a lot of activity here from Cam Hill. First time we've seen her really involved for the Yellow Jackets offensively. Bryn Crystal was one of the players crashing there for the Yellow Jackets. Colbeck now will play it back. Adler for the Yellow Jackets. Julia Lindau came in as a substitute in the opening half, and now we'll play it wide. Here's Burmeister. Mercedes Burmeister, Beth Schneider. Now playing it here is UWS's Neve Larson. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Taking it wide. And now she'll go quickly on the throw. Here's Beth Schneider. Larson. Cross coming into the 18. Cleared near side now. Here is UWS's Megan Bergerson. Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets, looking for Lindau. All right, a bit more life to the Yellow Jackets here in the second half. Lindau. Now Adler. Adler taking it wide. Cross comes in. That one Stopped by Olsen. Didn't get a clean contact on it, but was able to grab it. Now Wilson. Ball forward now looking for Walsberger. That one cut off by UWS's Luria. Now Root. Play forward now, and here's Luria. Clark. Now Burmeister. Lindau now will send it back. Here's Megan Bergerson for the Yellow Jackets. Cam Hill. Ball over the top. Now here's Neve Larson coming in. Larson with the shot attempt, and the save will be made by Olsen. But good play there from UWS. Good job by Olsen to cut that down, too, by the way. Clark now to the far side. Schneider. Beth Schneider now. Ball played back over the top. Burmeister. Now for Root. UWS looking far more composed here in the second half. And now this one will go out of play near side. We'll have a throw here coming up. It'll be taken here by Taylor Finney. And for Wilson. Definitely been player of the games here so far both ways. 2 goals for her so far as this ball's played into the 18 now. Out the right foot of Caitlin Brandt, grabbed by Clark. And now the quick flip to the outside here for Beth Schneider. Schneider. Eve Larson. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Playing it into space, looking for Cam Hill. Hill now for the Yellow Jackets. Has Adler with her. She'll turn and get a shot away and leaves that one high over the bar. Hill has the ability to actually do that, turn to her right and get shots away. Scored a couple of goals in one of the exhibition games against Hamlin that way earlier on this year. Saw her score a goal in the UMAC tournament title game that way last year against Bentley Lutheran as well. This one is tackled out now on the far side by Bryn Crystal. We'll have a throw here coming up. Now here's the throw coming in. Josie Moore now for Gustavus. Now Wilson. Laria for the Yellow Jackets, sending it forward. Now Lindau off the interception. Sending it now for Cam Hill against Finney. And Finney will just clear it away. Throw coming in now. Here's Bergerson. Lindau. Sonia Root now for the Yellow Jackets. Walsberger now playing in the middle, looking for Wilson. Good job by Burmeister to come over. Laria now. Neve Larson. Crystal now to the outside. Here's Beth Schneider now on the wing. There'll be a throw now coming up. Burmeister will jog over. She have the big throw. Jackets had 6 shots in the first half. We're outshot 13-6, but have already looked more lively here than did throughout most of that first half. In the opening minutes of the second half. In the meantime, now Burmeister will take the throw. High arcing one. Hill trying to flick it toward goal. Instead, it goes off of her head, not a play. It'll be a goal kick now for Caitlin Olson. Talked about how much transition there is for the Yellow Jacket women, losing 12 seniors off last year's team, 8 starters. Very, very upper-class laden team last year for UWS. And show they won 64 games with that class over 4 years. We knew this year was going to be a bit of a transition. In that first half, I think they were a little bit kind of overwhelmed maybe by the situation. Couldn't really figure themselves out, but it's going to be a process. As Waldsberger offside here, and she knew it. She'll peel off on that ball through the middle. And now Clark will give it a ride back toward midfield. And a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. Throw for Luria. Neve Larson for the Yellow Jackets trying to turn inside. Wilson now hitting it forward. Luria. Sonia Root now for the Yellow Jackets. Now pass through Lindau. Couldn't get a positive touch on the ball. Now Lindau for Adler. Well played there. Adler, edge of the 18. Neve Larson trying to turn. Couldn't get her feet settled or sorted out, excuse me. And nice defensive play by Gustavus to turn it away. With the Jackets, so far all 3 shots here in the second half for UWS. Shots now 13-9. Even at 6 apiece on goal. Cam Hill adjusting her footwear to our left. That's the reason for the brief stoppage here as Luria on the throw. Larson now lifting a ball to the outside. Mahady now. She'll send it over midfield, and now Burmeister. Go all the way back now for Quinn Clark. Luria. Now Waldsberger on the outside. Campbell Waldsberger. Coming inside, gets a shot away. Skips in on goal, and that one will be nabbed on the hop there by Clark. She'll hold on to it here. Quinn Clark for the Yellow Jackets will give it a ride. Now Haley Wilson to the outside. Broken up by Burmeister. Now here's Wilson again. Waldsberger now trying to run it down far side. She'll keep it in right on the sideline. Adler now running that one down. Root. Bryn Crystal now. Burmeister to the outside. Beth Schneider. Schneider now cutting inside. Crystal's ball over the top, and that one will be cleared out. A throw coming up here for UWS. Burmeister's throw in now for Neve Larson, and that one out of play. It'll be a throw now for Gustavus, and we'll have a substitution for the Gusties. 21 minutes. 11 seconds as now a turnover for Gustavus will result in the Yellow Jacket throw. Far sideline. Burmeister will jog over and take it. Can almost treat her throws as a set piece because of how big they are. And Burmeister loading up this one. Laria trying to bring it down. And now this ball overhit now for Waldsberger. Clark for the Yellow Jackets to the far side. Burmeister playing it wide now, and that one will be hit out of the stadium. We'll have a throw now coming up for the Yellow Jackets as a substitution going to be made. Kind of figured I'd see that during the men's game today, but we didn't have any balls that are kicked out of the stadium. Someone ironically guessed that it'd be a women's game, the first time we lose a ball here. In the meantime, the Jackets, like I said, with a couple of substitutions. Lily Clocker's back in there for UWS, playing in the middle. Caroline Gore also back in for UWS. As Caitlin Olsen now on her own 18. Locker for the Yellow Jackets. Gore in the middle. Now Bergerson will run this one down near side. Is it over the top now? Looking for Crystal, and that one will go out of play. So a lot more lively from the Yellow Jackets here in the second half. Throw in for Hill, now playing it back. Throw now in. Bergerson popping it into the air. Now Hill. Foul going to be called on Caitlin Brandt. Free kick for the Yellow Jackets here. Cam Hill will take it. About 35 yards out, I'd say. Senior from Duluth will line this one up. She'll give it a ride in on goal, and the save will be made here by Olsen. She'll hold on to it. And now Yellow Jacket throw here near midfield. It'll be Laria that'll take it. So 27 and a half minutes or so left in this one. Cam Hill now for the Yellow Jackets. Sonia Root. Seemed like she was a little bit in betwixt and in between there. Wasn't sure she should pass that ball or let the shot go. And she sprays it over the end line for a goal kick. Mara easily now back in the game here for Gustavus as Campbell Waldsberger checks out. Goal kick meanwhile coming up here for the Gusties. And a foul going to be called here on Gore. Free kick now for Gustavus. Ball coming in. Here's a shot attempt, and they score. It's easily coming in now on that side. She gets the goal. Got a step behind the Yellow Jacket defense. Shot took a deflection, and Quinn Clark couldn't quite come over and nab it. Didn't see who got the assist on that one. And it is Amara easily on the goal. And it's now 4-0 in favor of Gustavus. Throw coming in now is the Gussies with a 4-goal advantage. Going to start going to the bench a little bit more, I would think. See how long the Jackets also try to go with the starters here. Probably for a bit longer would be my guess. First game of the season, but it's been a rough day at the back line here for UW Superior. Now Gore in the middle. Trying to send that ball forward now for Larson, and it'll be grabbed here by Olsen. Just under 25 minutes left in this one. Gustavus in firm control now, up by 4. Jackets had a few signs of life here early in this half, but we'll see if the Yellow Jackets can keep their spirits up at least here, down by 4 goals now. Here's Easley on the outside, on the right foot. Colbeck now. Hill for the Yellow Jackets. To the outside now, Bergerson. And now substitution coming up again here for Gustavus. Be surprised if we see Haley Wilson again. She, of the 2 goals here so far. There's Adler now turning inside. She gets a shot away, and that one grabbed on a hop here by Olsen. She'll hold on to it. Now easily getting around Burmeister. Comes to the top of the 18, gets another shot away, and that one save will be made here by Clark, and she'll hold on to it. Adler now trying to keep it in play. By the way, the substitute. was Halima Big Air and Davi. She checks in here for Wilson. As we have a free kick now for the Gusties. This one sent forward now here for the Yellow Jackets. Roots ball to the outside. Here's Neve Larson now. Had the best opportunity for UWS. Earlier in the half. Of course, Caitlin Olsen into her toughest save of the night. Now ball through the middle. Bergerson off the intercept. Clears it for the far side. Easily now stepping inside. Now to the outside. Here's Kolbeck. And she's offside. Free kick here coming up for UWS. Jackets have a tough road trip coming up. They'll be headed down this coming Tuesday to take on UW Lacrosse before they return home to take on UW Stout a week from tomorrow. Gustavus, by the way, after tonight, will also head down to Menominee to take on UW Stout in a road game. Both these teams will be seeing the Blue Devils here over the next week or so. And that'll be a handball, and I'll call it on Cam Hill. Off the free kick now, bounds forward and coming in now to grab it on a hop is Quinn Clark for the Yellow Jackets. That free kick taken by Katie Thomas, the freshman from Mounds View, Minnesota, for Gustavus. Here's Clocker now. Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Burmeister to the far side, and that one will be cut back now by the Gusties. Now here's Larson at an angle getting a shot away, and that one will drift high and wide. Under 20 minutes now left in this one. Jackets likely heading to their first loss of the campaign. Also their first loss at SCCU Stadium since the stadium opened last year. Yellow Jacket men and women both went undefeated on this field a year ago. Men already had that string snapped in that 1-0 loss to Luther earlier today. And the Jacket women down by 4 goals here with 18 minutes left. Looking like they're going to do the same as coming in. Now here's a shot by Neve Larson, and that one saved by Olsen and then sent out for a corner kick. Good Jackets credit. They're still fighting in there, but it's going to be a process. We talked about it. So much change in such a short amount of time. Eve Larson now will take the corner kick, playing it short for Crystal. Larson now line drive coming in, and that one will be nabbed here by Olsen, and she'll hold on to it here. Giving a ride toward midfield now. Here's Cam Hill. All picked off. Game becoming a little bit stretched now. And easily will peel off. She was offside. And now the flag will go up. But they'll let play continue here as the flag goes back down. Neve Larson for the Yellow Jackets. Now Burmeister. Free kick here coming up for Gustavus right near midfield. All over top, headed back now by Burmeister. Comes across midfield. And now a foul going to be called here against Cameron Hill. Against Bigger and Davi, it'll be a free kick now for the Gusties. Just over a quarter of an hour remaining here on the evening. Ball sent over the top. Takes the deflection now to the far side. And now a ball will be cut out off of Libby Moore. It'll be a throw now for the Yellow Jackets. And Cam Hill will check out here. The last 15 minutes. Neve Larson also probably done for the night here. Give them the last 15 minutes of this one off here. Let them rest up for that road trip on Tuesday. Emma Wright, by the way, a junior from Bemidji, Minnesota. One of the substitutes here for the Yellow Jackets. There's Clocker now for UWS. Adler will play it into Gustavus territory. The Gussies will turn it back. Now ball headed to the outside. Bryn Johnson also in for the first time for UWS. They have it right here in Superior. Johnson now. Crossing it in the middle. Here's Clocker trying to bring it down and unable to do so, and that allowed Olsen to come off her line and smother the ball. She'll hold on to it here. There's a ride back toward midfield. And now will be a throw here for UWS near sideline. Katie Thomas now to the far side. Well played there by the Gusties as they approach midfield. Now angling ball. And the flag goes up as Easley got behind Burmeister, but that's the one area where the Gusties have had some issues is on the offside. It's the fifth offside call now against Gustavus, although up by 4 goals. I doubt they're going to complain too much about it. Burmeister's ball forward, intercepted. Now on the outside to Lowy. Grace to Lowy. Going to play with the left foot. Off the outside of her foot, smothered by Quinn Clark. She'll hold on to it here. 12:40 remaining to be played here. Season opener for both teams. Couldn't ask for much more for Gustavus. They've been clinical. The Jackets, they're learning a tough lesson tonight, all these newcomers for UWS. Here's Adler. Sophie Adler for the Yellow Jackets has had some good moments in her debut in a Yellow Jacket jersey. Throw coming up here. Now ball played over the top. Quinn Clark for the Yellow Jackets to the outside now. Burmeister. Gore to the outside. Burmeister now lifting it over the top. Looking for Emma Wright. Bryn Johnson now for UWS. Trying to body up defensively. And out for a throw here. 11:25 left to play in this one. We'll go into a brief post-game recap once we go final here. Recapping the scoring. 2 goals for Haley Wilson at 17:34. Ball now into the 18. And cleared away to the far side. Wilson's second goal coming at 34-13. 22 seconds later at 34-35, Campbell Waldsberger, and then here in the second half, Amara Easley with 26:04 left in regulation, make it 4-0, and now, like I said, it's pretty much the reserve players getting in now on this one. As Brooke-Jugnick is in for the first time. Asha Kovala also in now for the Yellow Jackets. Saw her as a substitute in the opening half. Jackets will be 0-1 in about 10 minutes or so. As Burmeister now on the throw. It'll be headed out by the Gusties for a Yellow Jacket corner kick. Ball into the middle of the 18, was loose for a second, and then Olsen able to scoop it up. Now Deloe, who's come near side, trying to lay it off. Judnick hit the deck. Play goes on. Now right for the Yellow Jackets. Sending it for Johnson on the wing. Bryn Johnson. Into the 18, cleared away, far side. Both teams pretty much made up now of substitutes. With the exception of the Yellow Jacket back line. Burmeister, Loria, and Bergerson. Gustavus, however, it looks like they have changed up just about everybody now at this point with 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Loria on the throw now. Deloe. Bergerson tracking back. Kovala now. And turned over. Burmeister got stripped of it on the far side. Ball to the outside now. And another offside call here. 7 minutes, 33 seconds remaining in this one. Off the free kick. Handball called right at midfield. Laria will start it quickly. Looking for Root. Overhit the pass a bit. Now it's Bergerson. And another handball. That's 2 in a row. Both of them against Bigger and Dobby. And the free kick now from Megan Bergerson. Cleared up the middle. Root trying to settle. Unable to do so. Laria now. Deloe meeting her, and now Grace Deloe. Turning on the right foot here for Gustavus. Deloe now going right at Bergerson, who's gone all the way. He's had quite the shift out there at the left outside back position for UWS, and it goes out of play now. Laria will take the throw. And that one now deflects out. Bigger and Davi and Deloe now will check out. Throw now coming in, and we'll have a foul called against Gustavus's Brooke Viner, who just came in. Freshman from South St. Paul, Minnesota. And in the back of Megan Bergerson. Free kick UWS. And now Burmeister takes a heavy fall. It was Alexa Hansen that clipped her, and now Burmeister up to her feet. Clark going to wave everybody forward here as the last 5 minutes about to embark here. All that separates us from Gustavus claiming this victory. Clark sending it forward. Brought down now by Viner. Sending it forward, and now back here for Quinn Clark. Clark for the Yellow Jackets. Kovala now tracking back. Roots ball now to the far side. Right now. Trying to send Johnson on the run on the far wing. Overhit it a bit. Olsen off of her line will grab it. Now back toward midfield. Burmeister with the inside of the foot, touching it down. Right now with a couple steps, playing it wide now Johnson. And Bryn Johnson now spraying her crossing attempt out of play over the end line. Goal kick here coming up. Clock stops again. 3:39 now left. And I think just about everybody now has been in the game here for Gustavus. So 26 players now have played in the game for the Gusties. As Kovala. Cleared away now near side. Bergerson cheating in now to pick off that pass. Clocker now trying to lay it back. And now Kovala. And a foul going to be called here. That one against Armana Rasanici. Free kick here for the Jackets. Maria playing it short. Burmeister. And we'll go out of play now for a Yellow Jacket corner kick. Looks like Wright will take it here as we're under 2.5 now left. Ball comes through the middle, now headed down, and it'll come in on goal. I think that was Loria that got her head to it. Olsen will hold on to it. Off the clearing ball into Yellow Jacket territory, it's Bergerson. Judnick. Kovala. That one intercepted now by Riley Johnson for the Gusties, playing it toward the top of the 18. Touch from Jordan Shear. Now Judnick, right. Bryn Johnson now, the Superior native for UWS, and that one will go out of play. Throw coming up now, 45 seconds, all that remains. We'll go right into our post-game show once we get the final whistle, by the way. Last half minute. There's the ball on the far side now, played into space. Burmeister. Ball toward the top of the Yellow Jacket 18, picked off by Kovala. 8 seconds now left. Long shot taken on the outside by Shear as time expires. And the Yellow Jackets drop the season opener. Convincing victory here for Gustavus. Final score 4-0. We jump right into our post game here. 2 goals for Haley Wilson, an additional goal and an assist for Campbell Waldsberger. And the third goal, Amara Easley, or the fourth goal, Amara Easley at 26:04 remaining in the second half to make it 4-0. 3 of the 4 goals coming in the opening half. 17:34 for Wilson from Waldsberger to make it 1-0. Then at 34:13, Wilson with her second unassisted to make it 2-0. Waldsberger 22 seconds later to make it 3-0. That's where we stay at the break. And then Easley finishing it off. She had a goal and assist as well. 26:04 remaining to make it a 4-0 final. Final shots and stats from this one. Gustavus holding an 18-16 edge in total shots, including an 11-9 edge in shots on goal. 4 corner kicks, all of them going to the Yellow Jackets. Total of 25 fouls were called in the game. 13 of them against the Yellow Jackets. 5 offsides whistled against the Gusties. The Yellow Jackets didn't have an offside. And as far as goalkeeper saves, Caitlin Olsen gets the shutout in goal for Gustavus, making 9 stops. Quinn Clark takes the loss for the Yellow Jackets with 7 stops. for UWS. Jackets now 0-1. They'll be next in action this coming Tuesday, September 2nd, against UW La Crosse down in La Crosse. It'll be a 4 p.m. opening kick. They'll next be in action at home a week from tomorrow, Saturday, September 6th, taking on UW Stout. That'll be a 3 p.m. opening kick. 2:45, the pregame with yours truly. That'll be our first joint broadcast of the 2025-26 broadcast season. Joint broadcast on 91.3 FM, KUWS, and Yellow Jacket TV that evening. Big thank you to my production engineer, Evan Ludwig, and the big thank you also to everybody who tuned in to watch the game tonight. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we hope you'll join us for more Yellow Jacket women's soccer as the 2025 campaign rolls on. So, for Evan Ludwig, this is Matt Johnson. One more time, repeating the final score. Yellow Jackets fall in their season opener. Final score here from Superior Choice Credit Union Stadium. Gustavus Adolphus shuts out the Yellow Jackets. Final score, Gusties 4, Yellow Jackets nothing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be talking again a week from tomorrow. This has been the Yellow Jacket Women's Soccer on Yellow Jacket TV, an affiliate of the UMass Sports Network.